Hippolyta is one of the most straightforward and brutal welfare DPS servant we have in a while. She is a single target buster rider who hits hard, crits hard, and brings enough self buffs to function without needing a perfect premium setup. So let's break down her skills, noble phantasm, strength, weakness, and the best ways to use her. Skill 1 gives the whole party 20% attack up for 3 turns, while also giving female allies extra 30% crit damage up for 3 turns. On top of that, both Hippolyta and child allies gets a 2-hit evade for 3 turns, so while this is mainly an offensive skill, it still gives her some useful survival value. Skill 2 gives her a 20% buster up for 3 turns, 20 instant crit stores, and a 3-turn buff that gives her 5 crit stores whenever she attacks with buster cards. Since Hippolyta has 3 buster cards, this works naturally well with her deck and lets her follow up her MP with strong buster crits. Skill 3 gives her 20% MP damage up for 3 turns, a 30% MP battery, and 20 crit stores per turn for 3 turns. This means she has attack up, buster up, MP damage up, MP charge, instant crit store, and store generations all inside her own kit. For a free MP5 welfare servant, this is a very generous, complete offensive package. Her noble phantasm is a single target buster MP that gives her ignore defense for 1 turn, then deals special attack damage against chaotic enemies, which scales with overcharge. So against chaotic enemies, her damage ceiling can get very high. The ignore defense effect is also important. It means she can still do stable damage against enemies with heavy defense up gimmicks, which makes her more useful in challenge quests. Just keep in mind, ignore defense does not bypass evade or invincibility. After damage, her MP also gives the whole party 30% crit damage up and 30% crit hit resistance up for 3 turns, so even after firing her MP, she continues to help the party by dealing high crit damage while reducing the danger of enemy crits. So overall, Hippolyta's main role is simple: press buffs, fire big buster MP, then keeps the damage output with buster crits. Because she has crit buffs, star generation, and 3 buster cards, she can deal consistent damage outside of her MP. Her MP also gives party crit damage up for 3 turns, meaning the buff can stack if she uses her MP repeatedly. If she MPs every turn, she can stack up to 90% party crit damage up from her MP alone, or even more for female allies when combined with skill 1. With proper crit support, Hippolyta has the potential to hit much harder than you might expect from a welfare servant. Like in the recent Francesca raid event, she can 1-turn max difficulty boss even without growling her with MP buster crit chain. Her chaotic special attack also gives her a very practical MP special damage multiplier because a large number of servant enemies has the chaotic attribute. When you combine that with ignore defense, stealth evade, party crit support, and strong buster crits, Hippolyta can perform well not only in farming or raids, but also in certain challenge quests. However, she does have weaknesses, with the main one being her attack stats. Even though she has a lot of offensive buffs, they are spread out. This does give her a very balanced kit, but it also means she does not always particularly outstanding in one specific direction unless the enemy is chaotic or you give her strong supports. So against non-chaotic enemies, especially with a premium support, her damage might feel more like a typical 4-star buster DPS because of her lower than average attack stats than something completely broken. For team comms, it depends on wherever you want to focus on her MP damage or her crit damage. For her MP damage, Koyanska and Oberon are the obvious buster supports. Waver is also useful because he gives overcharge support, which directly improves Hippolyta's chaotic special attack multiplier. Heavy Noble can also help if you want extra MP charge support. For craft essence, Black Grill is a simple choice if you want max MP damage. For crit focus setup, Berlin is one of her best partners. He gives buster support, crit damage, stars, and team survivability, which all work well with Hippolyta's playstyle. Elizabeth of the End is also a strong buster crit support, especially if you want to use depth swap setup. Summer Passion Lip is another interesting option because she can provide crit support while also protecting the team with her taunt and defensive utility. And for challenge quests, Constantine 11 can also work well since he can stack powerful buffs through his MP and support Hippolyta in longer fights. For CE, choose crit or crit MP max CEs like Victor of the Moon or Gudao. Overall, Hippolyta is a simple but brutal welfare rider with a rather complete buster DPS kit. She brings her own crit store, generates more stores over time, has a 30% battery, stacks crit buffs through her MP, and has a chaotic special attack that can be triggered against many servants' enemy. As a welfare servant, she has serious damage potential with the right build, and she can even compete with some high rarity riders in the right matchup. Because of that, I do think she is worth racing, and if you do not already have a strong single target rider DPS, she is also a very reasonable grill candidate. That's the Hippolyta guide for now. Let me know what you think about her kit, her damage potential, and if you're planning to grill her at all. If this guide helps, make sure to like and subscribe for more future FGO guides and servant breakdown. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before summer, so every bit of support helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.